Well, they're definitely sicker than they were in Nazi Germany. There's no doubt of that. When you try to sort of quote unquote wake them up with this uh, President Trump is posting videos, they blocked me on Facebook completely now. So whoever it is that's actually in charge of monitoring Facebook is extremely ill and extremely locked into a denial delusion. And whatever denial delusion that is not even of this time period. They're in some other sort of time period where either what they're doing they can still rationale in their minds, or they're just so mentally deranged that they're making up sort of their new regime in their minds where you do that. Even when the person that is sort of your leader is going, um, are you guys getting this now? That we're supposed to be just stopping all of this and sitting. Um, they will actually rationale in their minds now that they're not under that leadership. And not only are they under that leadership, we don't even know what they're under. We don't know what's going on in their mental derangement. We don't know what they think they're doing. Are they running the country through computers and computer interruptions, and like quashing free speech? Like, what's going on in their mental derangement that they're doing that? And did they think they were controlling the media? Like, was that done accidentally where they referenced the Facebook page again? And what are their thoughts on Almighty God? Do they not believe in God? I mean, you would have to assume they don't believe in God, because how could anybody be doing this at this point? So that's a definite person who's mentally, or persons who's mentally deranged and can't even understand basic science and all of these like proofs that have been given in terms of God's existence. They've somehow been able to rationale um, exact a prophecy given, and the word legions, and more than half of the country not working, and the I don't know if they think in their minds that it's some sort of oppositional political power, like, trying to make me a leader or something. It's like, God is the leader, and who do they think it is that they're actually in some sort of a battle with? And like, what was their goal and anything that they're blocking videos that are explaining things to a populace? And explaining those things would get the people to actually continue to stop working and to go through the recovery process, and willingly move to the other areas and do things in an orderly fashion and not uprise and not scream at the town halls, and how to do the sort of like fitness thing to get well, and like what is it that's bothering them about that? And it's that, I believe, is what triggered them. I really think that is what triggered whoever is doing this Facebook stuff, and Twitter, and blocking everybody off. They're in some kind of a mental derangement where they're forever battling everyone, and it's not making any sense. Like, they haven't even like explained to us what they want to do. Like, what are they doing? Like, what are they dismantling? Um, so that that like, and how do you the other thing they do is they do this when they don't want the council, and they don't want these things pointed out to them that they're mentally deranged. and they don't want it pointed out that they're not supposed to be cutting off free speech, that makes no sense. That's never been done as part of any United States. And if there's some sort of a new government that's controlling somehow the government and the people by computer interruptions and phone interruptions, like, why? What is the point of that? Like, then what? Then what happens? It could be people that are just completely mentally deranged and want chaos all of the time, and they want everyone to be pissed, and they're sort of like completely mentally deranged, and they want to like drive everybody crazy. Like, there is no reasoning to it other than they're out of their mind, sick. um, and it's like interesting the things that they sort of like allow, and then all of a sudden they'll get mad at like the weirdest thing, and then think that it's okay for them to shut down Facebook. Um, and Yeah, I definitely think they're triggered now by this thing about the videos, because it's probably shocking to them. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, this, they probably think like this woman is the fucking president. Like, what is going on here? She's like a shadow fucking president. I mean, did they actually believe that Donald Trump was a president? Um, did they actually, you know, believe that a Trump Pence was a president? Like, what is that? What's going on? And it appears to me that it's not people in the military doing it. That then I don't think it's people in the military that are doing this stuff with Facebook and Twitter. I think initially it was people in the military doing that, and then those people all quit doing that. They wouldn't do that. They exited like everybody else did that's sane. And then other people were sort of hired to take up that work, like the people working for Social Security and people working for DTA. They're just mentally deranged people. Um, because that is going to happen with the work strike, as more and more people don't work. That's sort of to be expected. It's just really unfortunate that people that particularly sick are given charge of monitoring social networks and having the power to shut them down. It's almost like if a sane person had sort of like hired these people and done this, that they shouldn't actually have the ability to shut us down. It should be sort of like on a thing that they're pushing a button and they think that they're shutting you down, and that's how you're assessing them. Like, maybe even if their monitor, they can't see what's being typed or uploaded, and so they think that they shut you down, if that would keep them calm. And then you can still continue to assess them. Like, it wouldn't be like they knew that something was up because I was still posting, if that makes sense. Something like that. That, I don't know why that wouldn't even be thought of to be done, to do it like that. Um, so yeah, in terms of something's got to be done to get these people off of Facebook, to get them off of the ability to be shutting down what I'm posting. That's definitely got to be taken care of in terms of the actual military. Finding out who is actually doing that and removing them, or doing the thing that I said, who's ever in charge of them is going to be removed, um, and do that. Um, the other thing too is I noticed is that, I mean, it's mind boggling how unfortunately mentally sick these people are. Where now on YouTube, because we were doing the Taylor Swift thing, and then that was being PR'd via the news stories, is they have stopped having comments on the Taylor Swift videos. Like, you can't even comment on them. It's like, are you kidding? I mean, this is really, really, really not well for them. Um, um, like, I can't imagine, and I don't want to. I don't want to be in that type of mental sickness where you think that it's good to shut off people's free speech, to shut off people's ability to sort of broadcast to people that are already agreeing to that because they're entering the social networks. So they're agreeing to view that material. It's not like I'm knocking on people's doors and opening their doors and talking at them. Nothing that I'm doing is intrusive or harassing because it's all on one page. I'm not even like commenting on other pages, which some people sort of tried to use as an excuse on Twitter because you can out reply people. This is nothing like that. Like, there's absolutely no. A sane person with any ounce of sanity could not justify doing what they're doing on Facebook right now. And what they did in the summer of 2017 before I left here. There was no justification in what they were doing then. And I noticed that all of the videos that I uploaded weren't even uploaded. Like, they're actually stopping that. And, like, what's going on in these people's world, like their daily lives, that they're that mentally sick? Are they just, like, doing that and just shooting meth all the rest of the time? They've got to be people that sick, because there's no way. And if you don't think that people that sick are walking around, you're wrong, because that person, Jen's wife, is kind of like that sick, and she's walking around, and she has money, and she's buying things, and she's talking to people, and visiting doctors, and yeah, there's and someone like Jen too. I mean, she works, and she would be someone like that. Like, there's people that mentally deranged and sick that are in charge of these monitoring things. Um, that's my comment on that. It's like, in their mental illness, they're getting some sort of at least relaxation when I'm just at a homeless shelter. I don't know if they're presuming in their minds that I'm suffering, and that's why they're at peace during that time. And then when I'm available and I'm able to do what I do, and I'm more relaxed, and they can see that. Like, when I'm at the shelter, they can tell themselves that I'm just wicked unhappy. But when I'm posting things, they know that that's not true. They know that I haven't lost my mind, and I'm not mentally ill, and that I'm not on drugs, and I'm not drinking, and I'm not ugly, and I didn't get fat, and like, things like that. That I'm still me, and I'm still talented and funny, and got my wits about me, and I'm still getting all of this information from my father, and that could be it. That could be it. That when I'm around, they kind of go, they can't keep telling themselves that. And for some reason, that's wicked bothersome to them. And it's probably because they have some inkling, or they have periods of an inkling of knowing that their minds are gone, and it's over for them. That in this cycle of life, which again they know they can't take with them because they're not enlightened, in this cycle of life, it's over for them. Not only did they not reach the point that you have to get to not die and to sort of quote unquote reincarnate, but now in this cycle, it's over for them, cognitively. So essentially, their lives and their existence as they know it is over. And this is like their reaction to that. Instead of sort of embracing what I'm doing, and having any type of peace in that, it's actually having the opposite reaction to them, which is they're at like a standstill of a beginning process to not die, where Father is sort of pointing out to them why people die, and why they don't remember other cycles, and why some people seem to be like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, and they're sort of not like that. It's being pointed out that again they have sort of failed to form a self that can continue on. And now it's like, and their brain is gone. So what maybe from at the beginning they had sort of a belief in a mindset and a cockiness about them, where they thought that they, no matter what they did, that they were going to go on, and they were like, I don't have to worry about this because I could, before I pass on, I'll just do this process, or I'm going to just enjoy this cycle and not sit. I mean, what the hell would I do that for and waste that? And now they realize, here they are, that their life is actually, in fact, over because their mind is gone. And that they should have sat and they should have done that because now it's just not going to happen. So that, I mean, they can't come out of their denial because they were always unwilling to do the life walk and change their beliefs and things. They were always unwilling to do it. It's just that now it's kind of like obvious that what was being told to them from the beginning is actually true, and that they are in fact going to have to die. They're going to have to, as people know it, die, and they're not going to remember the people that they knew here because they have to die. Which for people like that, it's usually that's just a piled on excuse because they don't care about anyone anyway. If they cared about anyone, they would have sat. For their ego, the way it works is they have to use that instead of going, oh, this sucks that I'm gonna die. I'm gonna forget. It's not like they ever cared about seeing anyone.